A disturbing message over the weekend as on Saturday, residents across West Bloomfield received some anti-Semitic content on their lawns here in the greater West Bloomfield community. Over 100 households in the neighborhood in the 4800 block of Pelican Way received materials similar to what were dropped off in nearby Farmington Hills around the same time overnight from Friday into Saturday. Here to give us more details on what happened in the community and the investigation as it currently stands from the West Bloomfield Township Police Department, Deputy Chief Dale Young. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Tyler. How are you?
I'm doing okay. That may not be necessarily the case for many other residents in the community, those 100-plus households that received this content, and certainly the greater community that has now been made aware of what has happened in our community. Give us an overview of what the police department knows about what happened in that area of the 4800 block of Pelican Way over the weekend.
Yes, Tyler. Kind of confirming what you're saying already is that we were made aware that morning, Saturday morning, that there was this material that was left at over 100 different residences in the Lagoon subdivision. And then later on, we learned that various communities surrounding us also had similar materials that were left at various residents' homes in their communities. And so what we did is that after we put out the press release, we were asking the public to give us a call so that we could generate leads. And I want to take a moment actually right now to make sure that everybody has that information. Again, this is for any information, no matter how big or small. We would love to hear from you. And Detective Beasley is the person in charge of that investigation. His phone number is 248-975-8967. Again, that's 248-975-8967. And again, no matter how big or small you think the information is, it's always helpful to hear from the community regarding situations that occur. The other thing is that we are chasing down a number of leads, and we're trying to sift through them to see what looks promising. And at this point, we are working our way through that, and nothing yet has served to be concrete at the moment.
And so right now the investigation continues on, and that's where the residents can come into play and help with things like this. And because it happened in a residential neighborhood, that may actually be, I would think, of benefit to the police department, because many homes nowadays do have personal security systems like cameras that are readily accessible. How may that factor into an investigation like this? And has that been helpful in maybe not similar incidents to this, but things that have happened in residential areas in the nearby past?
Yes. So anytime that we can get video footage is very helpful. And so, again, the plea to the community is please check your surveillance systems. And if you see anything, please let us know. That has proven to be critical in other investigations. As Tyler mentioned, it's not just investigations like this, but in a variety. Sometimes it could be people breaking into cars. Sometimes it could just be a suspicious person that later commits the crime somewhere else. Being able to get that video footage is critical.
And at this time, there's not necessarily been a suspect that's been identified or one that's necessarily the main lead in this. The other information in your press release from over the weekend regarding this incident is that there was a vehicle, a dark-colored pickup truck in the neighborhood around 11:45 that previous night. You did mention, however, in that press release, it's not entirely clear if that truck was involved in this incident. Is there any insight into that, or is that still what the belief is at this moment?
Yes, that's what the belief is at the moment, because as an example, even though there was video footage of that vehicle, it wasn't the most clear. Okay. And so we're trying to vet whether or not that particular vehicle had anything to do with this incident.
Because of the nature of this incident being that it was specifically targeting Jewish families in the area with anti-Jewish rhetoric, how does that also factor into the severity of this investigation, given that we do live in a very multicultural community where these targeted attacks pack a harder punch because of that?
Yes, the feedback that I've gotten from the community is they are greatly unsettled by the rhetoric that is contained in those flyers, and understandably so. Now, in terms of what actual charges are possible in the future, that's going to depend on a number of variables that hopefully we're able to uncover as the investigation continues.
More information on that investigation updates can be found on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield PD. And again, we'll put that phone number back up on your screen. If you have any information about this incident, again, it occurred in the evening between Friday and Saturday morning, October 5th, where residents at about 100 households, over 100 households in West Bloomfield and many additional households in Farmington Hills receiving anti-Jewish rhetoric in the form of Ziploc bags with flyers, and they also contain some non-hazardous pellets as well in some cases in Farmington Hills over the weekend. If you have any information on that, contact Detective Beasley, who's leading this investigation with the West Bloomfield Police Department. It's on your screen as we speak on civiccentertv.com. 248-975-8967. Again, 248-975-8967. Deputy Chief Young, before we let you go, anything further that we should know on this or any other insight about this incident as we move forward?
Again, I want to appeal to the community that if they see anything suspicious, please don't hesitate to call us. We are available 24/7, and that's why we're here, is to vet things like this.
Other good information to know is that if you see something suspicious like this happening, you can call either 911 if it appears to be an emergency situation, or call the non-emergency number 2, even if you're just a little bit suspicious. That number, 248-975-9200. Deputy Chief, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tyler.